going to be doing is what you are going to backtest gold. We are going to do some breakdown on how to analyze gold. So let's cut any period or any date and do a breakdown on them. We can't go far because of my subscription count. So let be 20. Let me see. I've not gone to 2023 before. I don't know if. Okay. We can go to. All right. So let's do 2023. I think so. Okay. I hope you people can hear me. Can you people hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Yeah, so what you are going to be doing is what? When you talk about backtesting is simply trying to see how your system, before you start doing backtesting, you need to have to make what's happening. You need to have a rule. You need to have some rules. You get it? You need to have a system before you can be backtesting. Okay. You have to make sure you have something that you are going to test. Backtesting simply means you are testing out something. You want to make sure this thing works. Okay. So when you get some data, when you get some results, then it's going to boost your confidence. It's going to boost your confidence when it comes to live market. You get it? So if you don't have a system, you can't back. What at all are you going to backtest? So you have to make sure you have a system that you are going to You are going to test it to see if it's going to work. That's what it means by backtesting. So for me, I'm having a system. Okay, I'm having a system. So those who have followed me for the past 2 to 1 year as I started this thing, I know I strongly believe you people have seen some refinement in my system. That is how trading works. So if you are someone who is not learning constantly, because you need to, when it comes to the moves that happens in the market, you have to make sure you are familiar with it. You get it? So what happens is what I mostly do is if I miss a trade, I sit down and ask myself, why did I miss this trade and why didn't I take this trade? Let me put it this way. Okay, so you have to make sure all those things are all those things brings this thing changes in systems and those things, because you're always going to ask yourself why. So when you ask yourself why, that is when you start getting answers to those questions that you've been asking. So I know a lot of people have been seeing refinement when it comes to how I mostly trade those times, the target, the levels that I even focus on, the instrument that I even trade those times. You've seen some changes. You get it? You've seen some. It is not all that massive, but I think some slight changes in how I do my things. You get it? So that's how trading works. We are always working on behind the scene, not everything that you people see. But behind the scene, sometimes you are studying, you are watching the charts, you are doing live, like watching the charts live, Monday to Friday, you are watching it. So you are constantly going to see something. You get it? So if you are someone who is not learning, if you are not watching the charts constantly, you are not going to see progress in your trading journey. Okay, so far, let's see what I've learned so far. Let's try and apply it on the chart and see if it's going to work. So we are going to, before you start, so I've been saying this thing. When you start your analysis, you don't have to just wake up any time of the day, start executing buy and sell. You need to appear or come to the chart at a time where there was volume in the market or volatility. Simply means you're having a lot of people participating, more people buying and selling. So if you go to your local market, by this time, if you go to your local market, you are not going to see a lot of people over there. You can easily count them. Even if you go to the big local market in your place, you can easily count those people. You get it? But when you go there in the daytime, it's going to be very high. You're going to see a lot of people. So it's the same thing when it comes to trading. You need to make sure you are coming to the market at a time where a lot of people are buying and selling. So that's what you call volatility. So if you've been hearing people, what's happening to me this morning? The English is not coming. If you've been hearing people say volatility, what it simply means is when a lot of people are buying and selling. Okay, so when you take a currency pair, or when you take any instrument, any asset, okay, people using, maybe when it comes to a currency pair like USD, Euro USD, and those things, the number of people buying euros, the number of people selling euros, the number of people buying the dollar, the number of people selling the dollar. Okay, if there are more, now that's when you see big candles. So these candles are just an accumulation or summation of prices. So if you see a lot of people buying and selling that instrument or that currency pair, a lot of people buying and selling that currency or currencies, that is when you see the candles being you start seeing big candle. So you need to show up at a time where there's volatility. That's what you call volume time. Okay, so this thing plays a major role when it comes to your profitability in the market. Okay, those times I wasn't paying attention to these things. So if you are here and you are not paying attention to these things, that is why you keep on losing, and your gurus keep on profiting from the market, because they know this thing and you don't know. You see that sometimes if you are part of these signal groups, most often they have some specific times that they send signals. You get it? If someone is here who is part of any signal group, they have specific time that they mostly send signals. That is what you call volume. So that's volume time. A lot of people buying and selling. So you see big candles, big prices moving very fast. Okay. Yeah, so I pay attention to this thing. So what you are going to be doing is you are going to be back testing our system during the lending session. Okay, during the lending session, and if possible during the New York Stock Exchange session too as well. All right, so let's start and see. So with my system, I mostly determine my directional bias. So it's very simple. What I'm going to do is I need to determine my directional bias. So determine the directional bias. So the directional bias is this is the directional bias time frame is my Google is going to be my Google map. Okay, so if the map is telling me to use this lane, I'm going to use this lane. The map is telling me to use this lane. So sometimes I'm Google. If you are following the map, it will sometimes take you to some place. it will take you to the forest. Okay, sometimes it will take you to the forest. Okay, different from where you are even going. So sometimes you can follow the map and still you will lose. It's part of the game. So the directional time frame is my Google map, which is I mostly take it from the higher time frame. When it comes to those time frames, as people consider this one to be the higher time frame, as people consider this one to be lower time frame, it varies based on the individual. Someone can consider 30 minutes as a higher time frame. It varies based on the individual perspective. Okay, so for me, my high time frame is the H4 time frame. So this is the time frame I mostly seek my direction. If you see me taking buy, because I got a clue from where the higher time frame. If you see me taking sell, that means I got a hint from the higher time frame. You get it? That's my H4 time frame. So after that, I have to make sure the higher time frame and the lower time frame aligns. Lower time frame aligns. That is it can be the H1 time frame, it can be the M30 time frame, it can be M50 time frames. I don't know whether in the future maybe I will be considering the 5 minutes, but for now these are the lower time frames. To me, that's what I mostly consider. I don't consider the other 5 minutes or the 1 minute time frame. Maybe in the future, okay, I might be considered, but now I don't see the reason I have to use the M5 or the M15, the M1 time frame. You get it? Yeah, then I apply, as I told you earlier, the sessional time, the session or the time of the day, time of the day. Consider the time of the day. Then, Charlie, we take our buys and sell and see which one will go in our favor, which one will lose. So sometimes you get some losses, sometimes you get some wins. Okay, but in total, we are going to come out profitable. So trading, one thing about, so if you are a beginner over here, let me tell you this thing. Trading is not a gambling. You need experience. The reason why people are calling it gambling, people are saying this thing, there's no consistency, is because you have not done it for long. So with the back testing session you are going to do, you are going to see if you have a system, okay, and not any other system. Like you need to make sure you have a proven system. Okay, trading is not a gambling. The part, if we have a repetition of pattern, I mostly give this example, like in our life, in our general life, you can easily predict someone's life. Okay, maybe someone who works at the corporate. You need a pastor to tell you the person is going to wake up tomorrow morning and go to the workplace. You don't need to be a prophet or a prophetess to be able to know that this person working at the corporate is going to wake up tomorrow morning and go into the workplace. You get it? So it's the same thing when it comes to trading. Trading is all about pattern. In our life is what our activities are, all patterns. It repeats itself. Tomorrow morning when I wake up early morning, I'm going to take mostly, maybe I will brush my teeth. I will maybe visit the washroom. You get it? All these things are repeated. I do them every day. That's what you call pattern. Okay, so it's the same thing when it comes to trading too. We have a pattern. Okay, the market is either going to move up or down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. This is what the market. This is the pattern of the market. Okay, so trading is not like the patterns are not consistent. They are consistent. Okay, they're consistent. As in, maybe sometimes it will fail. Even in our life, sometimes some of our activities we refuse to do them. Okay, even this thing, what do you call it? Your daily negotiables, things that no matter what you will do, sometimes you flop and you don't do them. So it's the same thing. So sometimes the patterns will fail. It's normal. You get it? So please, you need to get educated before you start making money from this thing. So those who are making money are not just scamming you or something. They have a repeated pattern. They figured out and see this thing works. That's why they are making money and you are not making money. But you started 2 months, 3 months ago, 5 months, 6 months ago, and you want to make money. You want to make money. Even the school that you went to for 6 years, 4 years, have you gotten a job so far? And you want to make something like $1,000, $3,000 within 3 months, 2 months. It doesn't. You need to steady. Okay, you need to be serious. Have a lot of time. Watch the chart. See how the patterns repeat itself before you can start making money. You get it? So that's how trading works. So it works. Okay, but you need to get educated. All right. So mostly these are the things I consider before I'll start making decisions. So let's see how you're going to. So you do our top-down analysis, but let's start from the H4 time frame. Okay, so with mostly, if you are a beginner over here, you want to see maybe if I start plotting out the levels, if I start, why did this guy know that this is an uptrend, this is the market is going to buy, this is the market is going to sell. With that one, I'm having an ongoing training which is currently happening. Okay, so maybe in the future trainings you can try to join, you get to understand. But this is not the time for me to teach you why I draw my levels, why I determine the support, why I determine my directional bias. Yeah, so let's see the time that you are in now. I said lending. You are going to backtest the lending in the New York if possible. So let's start. So this candle has closed at 1. Okay, so they open at 1, so it's going to close at what, 5. So we are heading towards the New York session. So watching this chart, okay, price is an uptrend. The previous candle has also closed bullish, strong bullish candle. So it gives an indication that what we're having a lot of what bias in the market based on how the market structure. Okay, price is in one uptrend. The previous candle too has closed bullish. So then we identify our various battle zones, battle levels. Okay, you identify various battle levels where buyers and sellers are going to battle, compete among themselves to see who is going to win. So as a retail trader, when price is approaching those levels, you need to make sure you are what? You are going to pay attention to them. So let's move to, so now our directional bias is what? So you are going to be looking for a buy. Okay. So what time is this? This is 4. So let's fast forward to 6, maybe 6 a.m. to 7. All right. So this is how, so sorry. So let me see. Okay. So we have a support over here. So sometimes you are going to be losing some trades. Sometimes you are going to be having some wins. So that's what you need to understand. Are you people with me? Let me know if you are hearing me. Are you people with me? Are you with me? Those silence listeners, are you with me? So you like supposing me to when I come to the stream, I becomes like I just decide to be silent. Are you people going to listen? Are you people going to hear me?
Yeah, sir.
All right. Okay, so these are the various levels. Okay, so this is 5. So let me move to the lower time frame, maybe 15-minute time frame, so that I don't miss any move. What time is this? 4:45. So at this point, I'm going to be looking for a buy. If price close maybe above this one, I'll take a continuation. Okay, so price keeps on moving down. So let me see the 30 minutes. So at this point, I'll take a buy. Okay, because the 6:30, because the higher time frame is telling me what? I wish I would look at the H4 bar. H4 has already happened. So if I look at it, it's going to be. I wanted to take a buy over here. Okay, I wanted to take a buy over here. But I will take a risk. I wanted to take it. That's the safer side. But if I move to the H4, time frame, by now, like it has already happened, so it might be like, oh, we have already seen what's going to happen. So if price breaks above the previous candle high, I will take a buy. Place my stop loss over here. Okay, so this one failed. So as I'm saying, I wanted to take a buy over here because the H4 time frame. So this is how it's so you see the H4 time frame price has already broken the low. Okay, so the safer side was for me to take a buy over here, not here, because price has already broken the previous candle low. So this is how it was looking like. So that place wasn't safe, but I didn't want to come back to this thing. So this was the safer side when price was hovering around this side. With that one, it has already fade out or fake out. Then this point would have been the better place to take a buy. Okay. So this is how it was looking like. So if you understand candle structure, you get to know that if price break the previous candle low, okay, if price break the previous candle low, it means that it means sellers are taking over the market, but all the same. So I will count it at what? I would count it as one loss. So price, okay. Let's fast forward price to. So what time is this? 7 a.m. So we have a resistance over here. Okay, we have a resistance over here. And we have this support over here. So maybe if you move to the 15-minute time frame, 15 minutes is not looking clean. All right. What time was this? So this time around wasn't good. The move has already happened during the lending from 7:30, 7:45, 8. So lending session, all the volume has already happened. Okay, the volume has already happened. So let's fast forward price to maybe the New York session. Okay, so what time is this? 9. So this candle is going to close at what do you call it? 9, 10, 11, 12. It's going to close at 1. That's the New York Stock Exchange session. So this candle has already closed. So let's see. So we can be getting some buys. We can be getting some buys at 1. Oh. So this is the place I would have taken a buy. I was fast too much. This was the place I would have taken the buy. So we have a resistance level 2 over here. So this was a nice buy bar. I was fast, so it has already happened. So let's count it. So I would have placed my stop loss below the previous candle low. So this is like a breakout, then target this level, but price has already happened. So let's say I didn't take the trade. So let's move to the next day. So the session has already elapsed. All the sessions have already what? Expired. So we need to move to another lending session. So this is 5. So this is 1. Okay, so this candle is going to close at 5 a.m. This candle is going to close at 5 a.m. So let's see how. So still the direction is what? A buy. We are going to be looking for a buy, not a sell. So what time is this for? So at this point, what we are going to do is what? We just want to see price. Maybe what we are expecting is what? Price pulling back. Okay, price pulling back, then maybe we will look for a buy. So let's fast forward price to maybe 6:30 to 7 to lending session. This 5:30. So at this point, we are seeing what? We are seeing resistance over here. So what we will do is either you wait for a pullback. Okay, this pullback is not advisable. It's not. So really, let's fast forward price. If price breaks above this one, you'll be looking for a buy. That was fast. Okay, what time is it? 6. That was fast. And you see, I would have taken a buy, but price is close to this target. Okay, it was close to the target, so I can't put myself in what? This tight zone. So what I would do, so let me see. It has already happened. So what I was planning of doing is what? If price will, because we have some zone over here. That's okay. This 11 pips, that's too small. So price has already happened. That was fast. So even though we have an idea of the direction, but the entry was very difficult for us to take. Okay, so we are still in. Price has already moved very fast because I was moving back and forth. So this is where maybe. So if it's happening, oh, I want to go back, but if I go back, that's the annoying part of this one. You need to see what is happening at the other time frame too. You need to. I want to check the H1 time, but if I move to H1 time frame, it has already happened. So I just have to stick to what is before me, the lower time frame. You get it? It's making the work very difficult. So with this one too, what's going to happen is what? If price broke the high, but price never broke the high. So it's close over here. I wouldn't have even taken this buy because there was no bottom weight. Price just moved very fast. What time is this? 9. So it would have been very difficult. But even though I projected price to be moving up, but I will still not take that trade because it doesn't fit the way I see the market. Yeah, that wasn't clean at all. So you see, you've been getting the direction, but price has been moving very fast. All right, so let's move to another day. So let's move to the New York session. So this is 9. It's going to close at. It started at 9. It's going to close at 1. So let's see. So we have this rejection over here. We have another rejection over here. So with this one, we can be looking for a buy and at the same time be looking for a sell opportunity to us because of what the direction of the market. So let me move to H1 time frame and see. At 9, we're going to close at 1, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there was an entry over here. I'm just fast with what I'm doing. So there was an entry over here, but let's start everything afresh. Let's start another this thing. So you see, I said we are going to be looking for a buy and at the same time be looking for a sell. So this is where you would have gotten the sell. Okay, I was fast forwarding price towards 1 p.m. because this candle is going to close at 1 p.m. So I was fast forwarding it to 1 p.m. So you will look for the entry. Because if the candle hasn't closed, we can't see how the candle has in close. So this was what 12:30. So this is how the entry would have been taken. So price pulled back. Okay, so if price pulled back to the stronger area of interest, you just need resistance with the time of the day to which is what. So this is where, what time is this? This close at 1:45. So we have a lot of what? Still we having volatility, like as in the volume in the market. Okay, a lot of activities happening in the market. So we can be taking this point will be our first target. If price gets here, that does not mean you are going to close your trade. Maybe what you will do is you will do is either bring your stop to break even points. Okay, so this would have price stopped me out first. So this would have been the second entry at 1:45. So this candle closed at 1:45. Okay, so let's start everything for a fresh new day. What the fuck? Why is price moving? So let me clean everything and start everything afresh. Okay, so let's move to lending session. All right, so this is how the candle closed at lending session. This is how the candle. So you plot out your various levels. These are the various levels. So what's the trend of the market at this point? Who is in control of the market? Okay, who is in control of the market? So at this point, it is in what? An uptrend. Buyers are in control, but we can see some pullback. Okay, price has pulled back over here, so we can be looking for what? A sell, and at the same time be looking for a buy too as well. So let's see, if price shift trend to an uptrend, you can be taking a buy at a volume time. So 4, that's not the time. So this is 5. This is how the candle closed at 5. So price has created a new rejection level over here. 5:30. Okay, so there's another rejection over here. So the looking for this thing, the zones are very small. Okay, so price is in a range at this point 530. So let's move to 6. All right, that's fast. That was fast. Okay, so let's move to the New York Stock Exchange session. Please, do you guys get what I'm doing? Or am I doing it to myself? Doing it to myself? Do you people get what I'm doing? Yeah, someone has to raise up his hand. I have to get some feedback. Do you people get what I'm doing? Hello? Do you get what I'm doing? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Why is the screen like that? Can you see my screen too as well?
Yeah, I can really hear you clear and loud.
Can you see the screen? Can you people see the chat?
Yes, very clear.
Okay. All right. So I want to know if you people understand. Okay. All right. So let's move on. So this candle started at 5. It's going to close at 9. So we are going to trade it at what? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let me fast forward, move to the lower time frame. So what time is this? Using the trading view. Okay. Price just created a support, but because the zone is small, so I didn't want to temper. Okay. So let's move to the New York session. All right. So this is the New York session. Okay. So if we came to the New York session, we noticed what the candle has closed was strong bullish one. So let's find out our various zones and see if we can get a trend within. So we are going to be looking for a buy within a safer zone. So 9. Price moving up. All right. So at 1, okay, that's when you are going to be looking for. That's when the candle is going to close. Really don't. Okay. Okay, so at this point, what I'll be looking for is what? Price pulling back. Okay. Price pulling back and what? I'll look for a buy. So it has already spot, no trade at that time. So let me move to another lending session. And then also sometimes the market becomes just very fast, moving very fast. It's normal. Okay. Yeah, so I came to the market and just I noticed this is how the candles are being printed. Okay, this is how the candles are being printed. So I'll plot out my various zones. So there was a rejection level over here. There was another rejection level over here. Even though price is in a downtrend. Okay, price is in a downtrend. Let me see. Move to the higher time frame and see. Okay, so there was no zone. So this is how price is looking like. So at this point, the pattern structure is what? Price is in a downtrend, making lower lows and lower highs. And the candle too has also closed was strong bullish. So what I'll be looking for is what? A shift in trend at the lower time frame. I'll be looking for a sell. And at the same time, if I get a buy this thing to within a clean this thing too, I'll be looking for what? I'll be looking for a buy. So we have a rejection level over here. So let's move to the lending session and see what time is this for. Okay, so price has moved. We are waiting for 6 a.m. So we have a rejection over here. So let's move to the 30-minute time frame. All right, so price has gotten to what? The peak. Price has gotten to the peak, but at this point, what you would do is what I have to look for a shift in trend. So let me see how the next 30-minute candle is going to close. All right, so this is how the candle closed. 5:36. Let me go to the, all right. So what I'll be looking for is what? A shift in trend for what? A sell. So at this point, the sell might be if maybe I see price doing something like this, okay, before I'll go in for a sell. So I'll be looking for a buy if the candle close above this one, because at this point, price has gotten to the peak. So I have to wait for price declare, as in showing it to me that buyers are currently in control of the market before I will take a buy. Okay, so that's what I'll be doing. So let's fast forward price. Okay, price never closed above the zone. So taking a sell, what time is this? 6:30. Let me check out the 15-minute time frame. Okay, so you see, price is currently what? Price is currently in a downtrend, and it has gotten to the peak. This level is the peak. So it has given us, but mostly what I do is what? I mostly wait for a shift in trend to be in direction of what? The higher time frame before I will take a sell. But price has strongly rejected. You are seeing a strong rejection candle at what? At volume time. Okay, at a volume time. So at this point, I can take the risks, okay, and take a sell, because the next candle is going to be what? Lending open time. So if price breaks the high over here, I can take the risks and take the sell. This is a high risk trade because the lower time frame is still in what? An uptrend. It's just pulling back. Okay, but because price has gotten to the peak, that is why I'm taking the risks. So this point will be my first target. So you see how price rejected the target. Price rejected the target exactly and just bounced off from the target. Okay, so the reason why I took the sell is because if you watch the H4 time frame, so this is how it was looking like. If you watch the H4 time frame, price is what? In a downtrend. Okay, price is in a downtrend. And if you watch this level, this is a rejection. Okay, this is a rejection. So this is how it looks like. Down, up, and it has given us a clue that's what price can reject at a volume time. So the moment I saw a signal, price gave me indication, the market gave me an indication that what price can reject based on the closure of the candle. It was a high risk trade though, because what the time the structure over here is still what price is still moving an uptrend, but because I saw a rejection candle at what volume time breaking the previous candle low, I noticed that what price can keep on moving down. Okay, and got rejected at this point. So that was lending session. So what time is this? 8:30. So you see, since the candles are printing bullish candle, okay, so there can be another what buy over here. If it happens, the candle breaks the high over here, okay, because the previous candle closed bullish. So at this point, let's see how, yeah. So if price break the high over here, it can be a buy too as well, because the lower time frame has 30 minutes has created 30-minute time frame has created what? a support over here. So if it happens price breaks the high over here, it can be maybe place your stop loss below this one. What time is this? 8:30. Volume is dying. So the session was just rough. Price came, hit stop loss. Okay. So you see, this point would have been the logical stop loss, the previous candle low, but it was going to be too high. Okay. Using the previous candle low is going to be, stop loss is going to be wide. That is why I brought it here. This place doesn't make sense because there was no candle rejection over here. So this point would have been but price just came in and just moved. So the most important thing is know the direction of the market, then you follow suit. Is anyone having a question with what I'm doing? Is anyone having a question? Any questions so far? Any questions so far? All right, so this candle is during the New York Stock Exchange session. So this candle is going to close at 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. This one is going to close at 1 p.m. So 1 p.m. is the New York Stock Exchange session. So when the candle is giving you a bias like this, it's very simple. If you move to the lower time frame, just looking for either a breakout or price breaking, pulling back, and you take a sell. So with this one, I'm not going to be looking for any buy because price is purely a downtrend. I've not moved to the daily time frame because, so you see, backtesting is different. When it's live charts, I would have maybe be looking at the daily, how the daily candle is looking like, or maybe how the candles are being printed over here. I will look at the 30-minute time frame. But with this one, if I move to the daily time frame, already it has happened. So it's going to be like I've already seen what is happening. I don't want to be moving to that side. So what time is? Oh shit! I'm just moving that thing fast. 9. Okay. So he said, I said, as price has smooth like this, close 12:30. At this point, if the H4 candle close at 1 p.m., what you'll be doing is either 15:30, you look for a pullback, or a breakout, then you look for, because your higher time frame, which is your directional bias, is telling you a sell, because pattern and candles are all in berry. So at a point where I look for a sell and a buy at the same time is when pattern structure, maybe price is looking like this, price is in let's say an uptrend, and you are seeing price is in an uptrend. You get me? Price is in an uptrend and it has pulled back. So when it's pulled back, I can take a counter trend trade, or I can take the continuation of the trend. So that's where I mostly have as in a buy and a sell bias. But at points where the pattern and the candle are all trending up, I'm not going to be looking for an opposite bias. I'm just going to follow strictly with how this thing are doing. So we see with this one, price has pulled back on this one. So if you get a support, a candle closing over here, we can take a sell. Candle giving us a resistance, we can take a sell. We are not going to be looking for a buy. Okay, so at this point, what time is this? I can be taking a buy if price breaks the high over here during the New York session, targeting this small zone. Maybe you can extend it to this point. But when price gets to this point, you need to make sure you're protecting your capital. Okay, so price was close to the target. So you see, this trade, if it were to be live session, I wouldn't have taken it, even though it moved in my direction, but I wouldn't have taken this trade. The reason is okay, maybe it looks like, let's forget about it. So the reason why I took a sell is the time of the day. There was volume in the market at that time. As in a lot of people, a lot of market participants. You get it? There were a lot of market participants, and at the same time, the directional time frame, my Google map is telling me what price is in a downtrend. So at this point, I just have to follow blindly. So there was a rejection over here. Let me see the 15. Okay, so this point would have been my maybe break-even point. Okay, so let's move on. Are you guys enjoying it? Hello? Let me hear you. Let me hear from you people. Are you people enjoying it? Oh yeah. Does it mean you can't talk or what?
Yeah, from my side, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Why? So those who raise up their hand, do you people want to talk or what? Okay, so let's move on. If you're having any question too, you can just let me know.
Okay. Currently, I don't have a laptop or a PC. All the display that you are using to teach, will it be available on the phone?
Which one? Is it what I'm using it to?
Yes, the display that you are using to teach. If you open on the phone, will you get all those where you will be able to
The
switch
features.
from one
This
from one section to another, and the hour
is a
time
premium.
frame?
This is a premium. This is a premium listing on TradingView. So if you don't have the premium access, you can't access the what do you call it, the replay. You need to subscribe to the premium this thing before you can get access to it.
Okay.
All right, so this is how the chart is looking like. It came to the chart. This is how it's been. The candles are printing. So price is moving. Price is in what? A downtrend. Okay, so this is a complex structure. But the way the candles are printing, looking at the previous candle, so we can still be looking for a buy, targeting. So this one will be a counter trend, targeting this level. Okay, targeting this level. And at the same time, so we had, okay, so there was a rejection. Okay, price has already closed. So you are going to be looking for a buy, and if there was a sell opportunity too, you will look forward for that. So let's fast forward price to the session week. It has already played out. So this would have been a nice buy, clean buy, but it happened before the time I mostly show up. Okay, so we can still what you will do is what, maybe you wait for a pullback. So you see the trade we just took, I think that the past two trades that we took is similar to this one. So you see this one too, price has gotten to the target. The one that I said it's a risky trade. So this one too, price has gotten to the target. Okay, price has gotten to the target. So if it happens, price breaks the high over here, we can take a counter trend trade. Okay, we can take a counter trend trade by what, bringing price down to maybe this point being the first target. What time is this? 6:15. So this is a counter trend trade. So counter trend trade means what? You are trading against the trend. Mostly what I would love to see on this one is what, maybe price breaking over here. Okay, shifting the trend, seeing something like before, but this one is kind of risky. Okay, This is a risky trade because there's no shift. It's still moving up. Price is still moving up. So I'll not go in for this trade because the candle to how the candle is closing to, I don't like it. So I want to see a buy move. So even though price got to the target over here, but I don't like the trade. So the lending was full of what? Consolidation. Okay. Lending was full of consolidation. The buy that I was looking forward for. See how the candle closed. It closed what? Close to the target. So it would have been difficult. What time is it? 7:45. This candle too close with no what wick at the top, a bottom. So kind of range. Okay, so let's move to the 30-minute time frame. Okay, so at this point, let's fast forward price. So you see, volume is dying. If it were to be maybe the New York Stock Exchange session, I would have taken a buy over here. By volume, 10, this thing, there was no volume in the market. So I would have taken a buy, there was no volume in the market. So you see how the candles are printing. So mostly when there's no volume in the market, when you enter a trade, you mostly be in drawdown before price will move in your direction. I don't want to see something of that sort. So price has created additional this thing over here. So I don't know what's happening at the H1 time frame. Are we having any zones or anything of that sort? Because this one looks clean for a buy, but I don't know what's happening at the H1 time frame. H1, the 4-hour time frame. I don't know whether price has got into a rejection level. So let's take a buy. If it happens, it fails. We figure out why it failed. Okay, the stop loss too is very wide. Let's move to the 50-minute time frame and see. So maybe this point will be our stop loss. Maybe targeting. If price gets here, we protect ourselves. So price go to the target exactly. So it was clean. There was no support and resistance. So it was a clean trade. So you see, the reason why I was telling you when it comes to trading, the patterns repeat itself. You get it? The patterns repeat. You see, sometimes I take a loss, but doing this one, you guys have realized I've taken more wins than the losses. Or I've taken more losses than the wins. I'm not keeping count of that. Have I taken more losses than the wins or more wins than the losses? You guys can clarify. Hello? 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 Is it in an advanced, is this lesson in advanced session or what? Is it advanced? Hello guys?
Hello.
Yeah. So what can you say about what you are doing so far?
I'm catching
Is
it,
it too
but
advanced?
with the counting assets, uh, well, whether you've been making losses or win, that one I've not paid much attention to.
So far, how is it going now?
Yeah, I'm catching clues in terms of where it seems to be safe to enter the market, either to the buy or what I'm not getting is the counter trading.
Yeah, so if price gets to the peak, okay, let's say if you want to take a counter trend, this is how it works. So if price gets to the target at your directional time frame, with this one, you can at a volume time, you can take a counter trend over here. Maybe take a sell, because price has reached the peak. Price has reached the peak. Price has reached the peak, so you can take a sell at this point. Targeting this area. Targeting this area before you go in for the buy too as well. All right. Is anyone having a question again? I feel like this is an advanced session for most of you people. So what I'm doing is, a lot of people are confused on what I'm doing. Are you people confused? Yeah, you can go on.
Again, I wanted to know if the trend moves with every pair, currency pair or asset, or with a specific one. Like let's say you are doing gold against dollar. The trend that it usually takes is different from taking pound against dollar.
The what?
The trend.
Are you asking like, does it work on all the instruments?
Yes.
Yeah, it works. So one thing is, what you need to know, the time you need to show up on the chart.
Okay.
That's very, very important. You need to know the time you need to show up. If you show up at a time where the market moves slow, you see, sometimes I cut at a specific time, because that is where I mostly show up on the chart. You get it? Yeah. So you need to show up on the chart at that specific time. Okay. So let's see. Any question again? Is anyone having a question? Is anyone having a question? Yeah, so let's analyze gold and see. So looking at gold chart, this is how the weekly time frame, this is how the weekly candle close. Price is already in an uptrend. It has been in an uptrend for since last year. Gold has been in an uptrend at what? The weekly time frame. So looking at how the weekly candle close, so we have a rejection over here. Okay, looking at how the weekly candle close, you notice that it closed with no wick at the top. There was no wick at the top. So the chances that price will pull back, okay, price will create that pullback before it will keep on moving up is very high. So something like this. Before price will start moving up is very high. That's what I'm expecting it to happen. Okay, at the weekly time frame. So let's see how the daily time frame. So the daily time frame closed nicely with no wick at the top, giving us a clean ranges. Okay, with an uptrend. But the daily time frame also closed with no wick at it. So the chances that price will come back, pull back before it will continue the trend is very high. Okay, so let's move to H4 and see. So it's clean for a buy. Gold is clean for a buy, but you will get, I'm very sure we get some pullback. It depends on how the market will open. So let's see the fundamental. Let's see whether there's any chaos going on around the globe. Has Trump said anything? Trump raising global tariffs to 15 points from 10. What time was it? 27 hours ago. So this news might have effect on the market when the market opened. This one happened that was yesterday, during the weekend. So it's going to be factored when the markets open. So when it happens like that, then gold will keep on moving up. Okay, gold will keep on. You get it? So this news might cause gold to gain strength. So I'm very sure when the market opens, you are going to see some bullish move. You get it? You are going to see, because already the market is the market has created what? Clean zones, clean distance to your left. So the chances that when the market opens, it's going to keep on moving up is very high. We might, as Trump has started saying these things, you might what? Be getting a new all-time highs by price filling this this gap over here. So we have gap, price got to the peak close to what? 5,600. So I'm very sure, maybe if not this week, maybe within the upcoming weeks, we can be getting price filling this week over here. We can get some week fills over here. That's what I'm expecting it to happen when the market opens. Yeah, so at this point, that's what I'm expecting gold USD to what also. So let's check out GBP USD. Yeah, so looking at GBP USD2 at the weekly time frame. Looking at GBP USD at the weekly time frame. So price is currently the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame close was strong bullish candle. You get it? So the chances that, and this zone has already been filled, the chances that price will fill this zone is very high. So maybe we might be getting what? Yeah. So maybe we might be getting some downwards move to this point. But with the news that I'm currently seeing over here, that means what? GBP will gain strength. So if GBP gains strength, then I'm expecting some bullish moves. So let's move to the daily time frame. So the daily time frame closed what? A strong support over here. So the chances that price can keep on moving up, yeah, can correct some of this impulsive move. Price can correct some of this impulsive move and keep on moving down. It's very high at the daily time frame. So yeah, something of that sort might happen. So looking at the H42 looks clean for what? It's in what? An uptrend. So maybe we can get a continuation. Price getting to this point. Okay, maybe you can get price getting to this point. Then the correction can either start from here, then price will keep on moving up. That's what I'm expecting on. But mostly I don't like the forecast. I like session, analyzing the session, predicting what's going to happen within the session. That's what mostly I like. I mostly don't like what's forecasting the future, forecasting the week and see what's going to happen. Mostly I don't check those things. I come to the session, analyze what is being presented to me, then that's what I mostly do. I mostly don't do like weekly bias and those stuffs. I like the session. Okay, if I come lending, what's happening, then I look for my entry. So let's see USD CAD2 as well. Yeah, so it's in a range. It's currently what? Price is currently in a range. So let's check how the weekly time frame. Yeah, so the weekly has closed. The weekly time frame closed what? Strong bullish candle over here. So the chances that price will keep on moving up is very high. Okay, price will keep on moving up is very high because it has now shifted the trend to what? An uptrend. The daily time frame to close with what? Not an encouraging candle. So you have some rejection. So when price break above this rejection, the buy might be what? It might continue for long. But at this point, the H4 time frame is just what? In range. So you just have to wait for maybe a breakout from these ranges that is forming over here. These ranges that is forming over here. We need to get a breakout, then we decide on the decision to take. So at this point, if you are trading GBP USD, USD card, you need to wait for a breakout because price is currently what? Ranges. So see the number of times price got to this level, got rejected. See the number of times price got to this level, got rejected. So if you want to take a safer trade, okay, without like not being trapped by buying what the tops and the downs, what you have to do is what, maybe wait for a breakout, buying the tops and what, buying the down, selling the downs. It's very risky. So we wait for a breakout, pull back, then you take the continuation of what, the trend. That's what I would advise anyone who trades USD card to be doing. Okay, yeah. So any question? Let me take your questions. Any question? Any questions so far? If you have any question, let me know. Any question, guys? Any questions so far? Is anyone having a question? Yeah, so those who are not seeing results now, if you have maybe trading for some time and you are not seeing any results, you need a lot of practice to get experience. So you need to keep on following. You need to show up when maybe I'm doing this thing, live stream. You show up, you get it. You show up to see what's happening, tap into the knowledge, you add it to your own, keep on. That's how it works. But don't be learning a lot of strategies. It's going to delay your this thing, your success. Learning, tapping into a lot of strategies, because trading, we're having a different ways. People see the market differently. So focus. If it's about what I do that you want to study, keep on following me. You get it? Keep on following me. You don't have to be today you are trading what? Today you are trading this, tomorrow you are doing this. You get confused and you don't reach your journey fast, your destination fast. You need to what, be focused. All right, so within the week too, I'll be doing some live stream. This week I've planned of maybe streaming YouTube on YouTube, so maybe you might be seeing me on your screens. So if there's no question, I want to call it a night. All right, so see you. Yeah, Richard the best. Do you have any question? What's your question? Richie the best. Best in what? Richie, do you have a question?
Will you show up in the morning?
Tomorrow.
Live trading in the morning. Tomorrow morning.
Nah, Mondays. Nah, maybe Tuesday. Monday.
Okay.
Morning. Yeah. Tuesday morning, I'll show up.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask, be on the safer side. Is it good to practice what I'm learning now with a virtual account, or is there any difference between them?
So that's what I always say. Don't use your hard-earned money to fund your account if you don't know what you are doing. Learn the skill. Be confident in what you are doing, which is sometimes going to take you, if you are doing it yourself, which is sometimes going to take you maximum or minimum. It's going to take you like 2 years for you to be comfortable. You start seeing clarity in the market. 1 to 2 years, not a year. I'm not going to lie to you. That is when you have seek mentorship. But if you are doing it yourself, it's going to take you like three to 4 years.
Wow.
Because one thing, the reason I'm saying if you are doing it yourself is because if you, let's say you are a fresh, like you are just you started trading fresh, you don't know anything about what to learn. You see, you are going to learn stuff that are not important and the things that you need to pay attention to. So with the ongoing training that I'm having, I'm going to tell them these are the important stuffs. I've told them I'm going to focus on the important things, teach them the important things. These are the things that you need to focus on. But if you are doing it yourself, the things that you need to pay attention to, because you are not informed. Okay. Because you are not informed, you are going to ignore all the important stuffs. You are going to focus on the things that are not important. You see, today you are in profit, tomorrow, like you'll be seeing your P&L ups and down. You don't see any consistent growth. You get it? Because you are trying to figure it out. So it's going to take you time. But if you are having someone that you are following and you are doing it alone, to see clarity, be confident in what you are doing, let's say 2 years. That's what I would say. But for me, it took me longer than that. It took me like 5 years for me to see what's happening in the market. Okay. So that's why I always preach. Don't have goal when it comes to your focus should be the skill. Your focus should be the skill because trading is a skill. The reason why we don't see it to be a skill is because it is easily to access. You can easily open a broker account. You can easily fund it $10, start trading. You don't have to get any qualification to start trading. You don't have to, your brokers are not going to require your degree, your any certificate from you. So it's easy to access. So people are thinking, oh, it's easy. So like you have to be rich by doing trading. I have to get it. Why am I not rich doing it for 1 week? You are not rich doing trading for 1 week. You get it? So you need time. It's a skill. So if you want to take it serious, you need to get someone to teach you and pay attention. Some people will just even get a course or education and they will not have that energy to learn this thing. Okay, because some of us, that's what we've chosen to do. Chosen to do trading. That's what we told ourselves. So either good or bad, we were focused. We were doing it. Okay, because you need to. One thing about life is what you need to have a skill, and acquiring a skill, it's going to depend on the reward of the skill is going to depend on how hard the journey was. If you learn something within a week, are you expecting if you were able to master something within a week, are you expecting the reward to be something huge? By someone who has dedicated like 5 years of his time master a skill, do you think like the reward of someone who the reward of the skill that you used only 1 week to master is going to be the same as someone who used 5 years to master? With trading, within a session, you can print like thousands of dollars. You get it? So if it takes time, it's worth it. But learning a skill that you are going to use only months to learn, don't expect the returns to be something huge. So choose your heart. Are you going to choose something that is hard, is going to break your bones, frustrate you, depress you, and at the end, you are going to get a better reward? Okay. Or you are going to just take the easy route, just learn a skill within a week and just get your average rewards. That's fine. So that's how trading works. It takes time. So if you want to make money, it is two things. Either have a product or a skill. That's how it works. So if you are here and you want to make money, do you have a skill? Okay, it's not a skill that it can be accessed everywhere. Like everyone is having that skill. Someone will say, "Oh, I know how to use Excel." Those skills are not currently paying those times. You get it? So you need to understand the skill you are learning. And you need to dedicate time, master something, be good at something. That's the most important thing. Be good at what are you good at? What can you boast, like just beat your chest and tell yourself, I'm good at this thing. Like, well, I'm very, very good at this thing. I'm not saying only trading. Yeah, that's how it works. So this is the skill I decided to learn. I don't know how to do this thing. What do you call it? I'm not an engineer. I'm not this. I'm not this. This is what I do. I've dedicated my youthful age to learn this. You get it? In my 20s, this is what I decided to do. Okay. I wasn't playing. I wasn't doing it. I was focused. So if you see me doing it like easily, it didn't come easily at the initial stage. It took time. Yeah. So you need to master. You need to have a skill. That's the most important. So if you are broke now, you need to sacrifice your time. Okay, sacrifice a moment of your time. Learn a skill. Learn a skill. Okay, it's not only about trading. You can decide to learn any other skill. You can have you need to have a digital skill too as well. It can be digital marketing. It can be sales. How to sell. How to sell is a skill. Okay, you need to have a skill. Learn a digital skill. Okay, and it's going to pay you forever. But it's not going to come easily. That's what you need to understand. A lot of youths don't have patience to go through the process. They want the quick thing. Someone will DM you, please help me. How can I make money? How can I make money through trading? You are not thinking of how can I learn this thing. You are thinking of how to make money. Do you think that's how money is being made? If it is easy like that, everyone will be making money. You get it? Before you be able to make money, you need to learn how to spend. You need to learn how to spend money before you make money. Other than if you make the money, someone can give you signal back to back. Okay, you can't maintain that success. It's not something sustainable. Something that you are able to do it. That is a sustainable world. Something that you did it yourself. If someone does it for you, if someone is able to help you, give you signals, the following day maybe you are not hearing from the person again, that kind of success is not sustainable. Okay, it's not sustainable success. Chase for something that is sustainable. Something sustainable. So I remember when I started trading, my mentor used to give signals in our group. I was not even taking it. So I will ask myself, what joy do I get if my mentor give me signal? I take it. What joy is in this thing? It's not me who did it. Someone gave me signal. I wasn't interested in the money. I was interested in the skill. You get it? Because I don't want to put my burden on someone. I want to be independent. I don't want to be dependent. Always you are dependent on these people. And there's no respect in that. If you are doing something yourself, okay, if you are learning, that's fine. You need to tap into someone's knowledge. You need to contact the person in those times because you need something, and you tell yourself this thing is not going to be forever. I'm not going to be dependent on this person forever. At a certain time, I'll be able to do my thing. Okay, but within that short moment or within that short period, you are going to rely on the person to tap into his knowledge. That is what you need to think. If you are young over here, that is what you need to think. If you are in your 20s, especially if you are in your 20s, this is what you need to think. Think about being independent in anything that you are doing. Think about independent, doing your own thing. A lot of people like depending. Oh, give me signals. Let me make quick money. Those things are not sustainable. Imagine waking up early morning. You know how to analyze the markets. You know how to do things yourself. You analyze. You don't talk to anyone, especially someone who doesn't like talking. You don't talk to anyone. You make your money cool. What's better than this? But you are waiting. You are in the Telegram group waiting for someone to drop signals. Then you don't even know where to even close the trade. You don't even know if the trade is pulling back and your heart start beating. Bro, seek knowledge. Do things yourself. I've talked enough. All right. So, guys, if there's no question, we will call it. So, I will be doing some live stream. I'll start a YouTube live stream. Okay. I'll start it so you people can still be learning. If I'm taking trade, you will be learning from there. You see, the last live session we had, you guys notice after the stream, I had a light out over here. After the distance, the price went to the direction I was projecting it to move to. I don't know how many people were present during that time. How many people were present, and how many people monitored after I went off? How many people monitored after I went off? You were expecting a buy. Was it over here? How many people were present during that time? None of you guys. It was other each one time. All right. So if there was no question, bye bye to you or see you or have a profitable week. Okay. Okay. So someone is it integrity? You have a question?
No, I don't have any question. I was here the last time before you were doing the analysis.
Okay. So did you monitor the trade after my this?
Yeah, I did. Like I was watching it, and like that day is my first day. I was joining your live. So after you go off, you told us that you'll be going on because of your light. Within a few minutes now, we see that the thing started dropping. Exactly how you said it. And I didn't know how I'm going to do it. And it missed me.
Yeah. So you need to learn. I hope you learn from the analysis, the breakdown too as well.
Yes, sir.
All right. So next week I'll be doing more live streams too. So from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So all right. So see you all within a week. Bye bye.